Hello, my name is Ryan Canoni. I'm with the Canoni Law Office here in Tahlequah, and I hear a lot of times from clients or potential clients a lot of questions about McGirt because there's still a lot of confusion about the case. Came out a few years ago now, dealing with the Native American tribal reservations in eastern Oklahoma. There's still a lot of confusion about it, which is understandable because the courts are still messing with McGirt. And there's still a lot of people who are just unsure of what it actually means. First off, McGirt is actually the case that involved the Muskogee Nation. Every other of the 5 tribes has their own case. For instance, Cherokee Nation has one called Hogner. All of these cases basically do the same thing in that they state that the tribal reservations were never disestablished, meaning that just like in places you hear about like South Dakota where the Sioux or some other people have reservations, eastern Oklahoma tribes are on a reservation. Now, what does this mean in a difference between a reservation and those signs we all see on the road that say now entering or leaving certain nations? Well, it means a lot actually. And while the civil ramifications on this and trying to figure out how this affects property rights, oil subsidies, all that type of stuff is still being kind of looked at, on a criminal side, what it means is that if you are Native American or if the alleged victim in your case is Native American and the crime is alleged to have occurred within one of these reservations, the state cannot prosecute you. Only the feds or the tribal reservation you're on can end up prosecuting you. Now, even then, there's still some confusion here, and mostly due to the court on this. At one point, if you had a previous conviction, let's say you had a conviction, you are a card-carrying member of insert Indian nation here, and it happened in Tahlequah, where I'm from. Well, that's on Cherokee Nation reservation land. And so if you're a Native American of a federally recognized tribe and have a certified degree of Indian blood, a CDIB, then the state didn't have authority to prosecute you. Now, back up until about, a few months, about a year ago maybe, there was no problem. Attorneys could go in. I did several of these, got cases dismissed on people, and you got old convictions wiped off the record. Then another case came up, it's called Matloff, and the Court of Criminal Appeals in Oklahoma decided, well, this only pertains to cases moving forward. If it's an old case, you can't do that. So that changed up things on McGirt a little bit. As it stands right now today, if you're a Native American or if the alleged victim of your offense is Native American of a federally recognized tribe, I should say that, and it occurs on a piece of land in eastern Oklahoma that's been designated as part of these reservations for the Cherokee, the Muskogee, or Muskogee Nation, Muskogee Creek Nation sometimes called, but they've changed their name to Muskogee Nation, Choctaw, Chickasaw, any of the 5 tribes, anywhere over here, then those cases are now sent to either the tribe or the feds. Eastern Oklahoma office is going to be in Muskogee, the Northern District office is in Tulsa. So that's one of the big, kind of a crash course summary of McGirt. It no longer applies to old cases. It only applies to newer cases or cases you haven't pled on yet. Let's say you have a case. I had a client that had this situation where there was a case filed a long time ago. There had been some failure to appears. There's been some continuances, and the case had just kind of kept getting bumped down the road. Well, she ended up qualifying because she had never pled to that case. Once you enter a plea, and I should be specific on this, once you enter a plea to a conviction on a case, at that point you can no longer use subject matter jurisdiction, which is what McGirt's all about, to try to get it dismissed. If you have questions about McGirt or Hogner or any of the other cases, then please give us a call. Our number should be somewhere on this YouTube page. If not, it's 918-453-8128. We'll try to help you however we can. Just be aware that our hands right now are kind of tied on old cases, but cases moving forward, that's where these type of McGirt topics are applied. Thank you.